If you're looking for the Bird Deterrents, here's a list you must see. We made this list based on our personal preferences, sorted it based on their features, prices, quality, durability, and reputation of the manufacturers. Also, we've included options for every type of customer. If you want to get a good quality bird deterrents according to your needs, then watch the video till the end and then decide to buy. So let's get started. At the first position of our list, we have PondMaster Magnetic Drive Pump. Installing a pump is the best overall bird deterrent for ponds. It makes the area less hospitable so that these feathered pests will look elsewhere for a place to drink or bathe. The water movement makes it less desirable for ducks or herons to pay a visit. The upside is that it will help keep your pond water cleaner and healthier for your fish. Agitation is necessary to keep out the inject and increase the dissolved oxygen concentration in your pond. It will help gas exchange occur between the atmosphere and surface of the water. The pump does it in an unobtrusive way. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Acejoz Clear Fishing Wire. Acejoz Clear Fishing Wire is the best bird deterrent for the money and is an excellent solution that will serve several purposes. Yes, it will deter birds, but it will also prove an effective way to keep other predators outside of your pond. It will also help keep the fish inside of the water. Its translucence will make it less noticeable and more aesthetically pleasing. On the downside, using fish wire is a pain to install and remove, although it's easy to use. Otherwise, there are also risks if you have pets that go outdoors. A curious animal can get caught in line, making it a health risk. Removal is also hard because it's hard to see. The number 3 position is held by Aquascape Faux Log Fish Cave. The Aquascape Faux Log Fish Cave plays on the fish's instinct to hide, which comes naturally to prey species. They will also find cover to get out of the heat. It works for evading birds, too. It stands out because it can be an aesthetically pleasing solution that blends in with the decorative element of having a pond. That's the balance you'll face when having an outdoor landscape feature. The challenge you'll face is deterring predators, such as birds, without being an eyesore in the process. Pieces like this one do an effective job of towing this line. However, you might find that you'll have to pay more for something that looks natural and doesn't scream fake. It's something you should set up when you install the pond to avoid stressing the fish afterward. Next at number 4 we have Orbit Yard Enforcer Motion Activated Sprinkler. Using a motion activated sprinkler is an excellent solution for ridding your pond of pests and deterring multiple animals. You can use it to keep birds away as well as raccoons, deer, and other unwanted visitors. It's more effective than lawn ornaments that look like predators. Wildlife figures out quickly that static fixtures present no risk. A sprinkler is another thing entirely. It uses the surprise element in its favor. A sprinkler delivers an unpleasant sensation that wildlife, including birds, will want to avoid. The only problem is that you or your pets can't approach the pond either without turning it off first. You'll probably find that out right away. It might take the family dog a while to learn that it's harmless. The number 5 position is held by Airmax Pond Dye. Using a pond dye plays on another instinct that some birds have. Wading birds, such as great blue herons, prefer shallow waters. That's because their prey species live in the same places. Birds are observative animals. They know if things have changed or if they're favorable. That's the main reason they are survivors. That ability also extends to choosing desirable habitats. The effectiveness of using a pond dye varies, depending on your problem species. Wading birds will avoid deep waters. Other avian species, such as ducks, may turn the other way. There are also aesthetic considerations. The color of the dye may be pleasing or obtrusive. Unfortunately, it's not easy to test. You can pick a color that looks good on paper, as it were, but not in a real-life situation. The number 6 position is dominated by Flambeau Outdoors Lone Howler Coyote Decoy. The Flambeau Outdoors Lone Howler Coyote Decoy plays on the fact that prey species instinctively recognize predators. Many recognize the animals that can kill them without any prior experience. After all, a bird doesn't often get a second chance. The first time it encounters a predator can spell the end. That ability extends beyond the avian world. Therein lies the advantage of using a coyote decoy. Prey species like birds and other pests will avoid the pond because they realize it's unsafe to venture close. Even if it is a food or water source, it can work for a while, but an animal soon figures out that it isn't a threat. They may even feed or sleep close to the decoy in a gesture that almost smacks of defiance. Moving on to the next at number 7 with AlpineReach Pond Netting Kit. A pond net gets the job done. Of that, there is no doubt. Unfortunately, it's an in-your-face solution that you may find unpleasing. We get it. It'll keep the birds out of the pond and keep the fish inside of it. That sounds like a win-win idea. After all, your aquatic residents sometimes get jumpy. And who likes to find a dried-up fish on the lawn? The sad thing is that using a pond net is so wrong from an aesthetic point of view. You can't help but notice it. It has that nasty cage feel about it, too. Black-colored products fit in better, but they are still noticeable. Unfortunately, it's an insurmountable barrier for a landscaping element. The number 8 position is held by Flambeau Outdoors Great Blue Heron Decoy. The Flambeau Outdoors Great Blue Heron Decoy plays on the same principle as other similar products we considered. The difference lies with the aesthetics. The design goes a long way toward making it more appealing. After all, it seems like a more natural element to the landscape than maybe a coyote or other predator species. The disadvantages are the same. Birds figure out that the decoy doesn't move. At some point, it becomes an object than an actual predator on the hunt. Prey species get it. If you want to increase its effectiveness, it's imperative to move it occasionally. While it won't move, it may fool the birds for a while. Next at number 9 we have Kugge Bird Flash Tape. Kugge Bird Flash Tape is an effective solution that works well. Even if it's an ugly solution to the problem, it'll work with other bird species, making it an overall fix to the issue. It's not the best way to go because some people may find the flashing tape a migraine trigger. If you put it outside, you'll likely have to replace it periodically. We thinking of flash tape as more of a temporary solution than a permanent one. Just put up a couple of strips, and Bob's your uncle. That makes it a good choice if the problem is a dynamic one that is ever changing. The cost of the tape makes it easy to install whenever you need it. We keep it on the back burner as a temporary fix. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by WhistenFla lily pads. WhistenFla lily pads are essentially a natural way to manage birds and other pest species. It involves putting a barrier between them and the pond. It works, but there are several issues. For one, it blocks off the light to the bottom of your pond, which can create unhealthy conditions and fuel algal blooms. It will encourage predator species to take up residence, such as largemouth bass. That's a problem with small birds. There's also the maintenance. Lily pads make keeping the water conditions in the ideal range hard, so many environmental factors come into play when dealing with live plants. Unfortunately, these species are also invasive and can quickly overtake an area and worsen the ill effects. We upload all types of survival, camping and hunting product review videos every single day. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe and hit the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.